We are of course going to look at every aspect of Udhayanidhi Stalin's comment on Sanatana Dharma. By now, enough people have said enough things, but we have to look at from every aspect. But you know what? Let us first look at the event at which Udhayanidhi Stalin spoke what he did, which eventually has become a huge controversy. The Tamil Nadu Progressive Writers Association organized the Sanatan Abolition Conclave. Notice the words abolition conclave on 2nd September at the Kamarajar Hall in Chennai. In the 12-hour conference, they had planned a discussion on the theme titled How to Destroy Sanatana Dharma, as a book on the subject was also set to be launched ahead of the conference. The topics of discussions were several, and I am going to read them out to you for those who did not know or want to know rather. Deadly history of Sanatan, that is Sanatan Dharma, Sanatan and women, Tamil norms and Sanatan, caste theory and conspiracy theory, Tamil music and Sanatan, Sanatan imposition and opposition in media. What is the way to oppose Sanatan Dharma politics or spirituality? Weapon to destroy Sanatan Dharma. So, those are the topics, like in any conference or conclave, these were the topics. My question is, who gave this outfit permission to hold a conclave like this, as it clearly calls to destroy Sanatana Dharma? No, I am not talking really about Sanatana Dharma. It is up to you what you think about Sanatana Dharma. And of course, writing can be progressive, it can question existing norms, it can demolish all existing theories. But when you call to destroy Sanatan Dharma, that is a bit much, because that could clearly create public disturbance and exhort people to unruly activities. There have been several instances. I am against ban of any sort. But when you look at the kind of disturbance that it can create in the minds and also activities of people around you, then obviously the administration is prudent to see that these kind of events or these kind of books do not come out. Once again, I am against banning of anything, but it is only for a few people. But at the people at large, you never know, they say we are objecting to this. Now, it is at this conclave that MK Stalin's son, Youth Affairs and Sports Minister of Tamil Nadu, Udhayanidhi Stalin, said how Sanatana Dharma should be eradicated, alleging that it is against equality and social justice. Sanatan, the word has come from Sanskrit, indeed it has. You know, his own name, Udhayanidhi, some may say it is Tamil, but then Sanskrit also has the same meaning. All of you who speak Hindi, आपको मतलब पता है उदय का क्या मतलब है, सूरज उदय होना, निधि का क्या मतलब है, आपको पता है, तो हो सकता है ना, it is works both ways. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Now, some may ask, how come a minister, an icon of the DMK, followed what the conclave was recommending in one of its topics, and that being weapon to destroy Sanatan Dharma? Isn't he the minister of all of Tamil Nadu? Of course, he is. And of course, Dravidian ideology is based on dismantling Brahmin hegemony, revitalization of the Dravidian languages and social reform by abolition of existing caste systems, religious practices and recasting women's equal position in society. But what was Uday actually thinking? Sanatana Dharma, if seen through the prism of who all it includes, involves all those who practice Hinduism. It could be anybody. Also, I just think that he needs to go back and read a bit, because he confuses Varna Ashrama with Sanatana Dharma. Like I said, he needs to read up a bit, then perhaps parrot the lines espoused by some of the most erudite Tamils on the topic, like Tandai Periyar and C.N. Annadurai. Now, the BJP latched on to Udhayanidhi's remarks and unleashed a stream of protests, suggesting that he had given a call for genocide. A case was also registered by an advocate called Vineet Jindal with the Delhi Police Commissioner, alleging that Udhayanidhi's comments amounted to hate speech. Is Udhayanidhi Stalin serious? He thinks that girls were allowed to study or allowed to wear the upper garment. Tomorrow he will say sati, he will talk about child marriage, all was because of Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. I think he is confusing all the books, Manusmriti, the Constitution of India. Like I said, he needs to go back and read up a lot. Now, as the row over Udhayanidhi Stalin's remarks on Sanatana Dharma snowballed into a massive political slugfest, his father and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin initiated a podcast series on Monday to criticize the Modi government. You know, for those who live in the north, this could be something new, but we South Indians have seen this for decades and decades. There are enough and more stories about how the DMK has gone against a particular community, about how they have spoken out of turn and really in disparaging terms against women, against several other people. So, this is nothing new. But in all this, the Congress is now clearly in a fix. The India bloc has just concluded its third meeting, and even though Karti Chidambaram came out and spoke in support of Udhayanidhi Stalin, K.C. Venugopal was very circumspect is what I think. While Karti suggested that Stalin Jr.'s comment was given a mischievous spin, he added that Sanatana Dharma is the code for a caste hierarchical society, and those batting for it comes from a privileged segment who are beneficiaries of this hierarchy. But K.C. Venugopal did not complicate and make a jangri or a jalebi of this entire thing. He obviously carries more weight than Karti Chidambaram and spoke his mind. Look, let's be honest, I feel that even as it is gross exaggeration that Udhayanidhi Stalin called for a genocide, but I also feel that Udhayanidhi needs to understand that as a young politician, that statements such as words like eradication of Sanatana Dharma is totally uncalled for and does not behove a minister, someone who is as influential as he is. Let's talk about what I think is totally unnecessary, because it is coming from a place of where there is complete ignorance. I am saying it, sticking my neck out. Kasturi Shankar is joining us. She is a lawyer turned actress. Vinita Hariharan, who is a BJP spokesperson. Lieutenant Commander retired Gokul Chandran, who is a political analyst, and Gladstone Xavier, who is a political analyst. Vanakkam to all of you. First to Kasturi Shankar, to you. You know, I think he's mixed up metaphors here totally. I think I think there is no better way to describe that. If you look at it, I think, you know, if I were the organizer of that conclave, I shall hit my forehead 20,000 times to think what I started to do and what it has become. That's because Sanatana Dharma, of course, requires a lot of reforms. There is no question about it. But then what he said, what do you make out of it, Kasturi?
Okay, first let me start by saying every faith requires reforms. That is the nature of the beast. And Sanatana Dharma, by its own name, in its very name, acknowledges that it is eternal, the faith is eternal, but the religion is not. The practices can evolve. That is why it is eternal. Udhayanidhi says it cannot be changed. Matra mudiyadadu, nilayanadu. He clearly missed the memo in English class or in Tamil class. He doesn't know Tamil, okay? Because if he cannot translate eternal to yendrum aliyadadu, with that which will live forever, that is eternal. Not that which will stay the same forever. That is not the meaning. So he doesn't know English. He doesn't know history also, because he has shown no compunctions in sticking. We call them sticker culture in Tamil Nadu these days. We don't call it Dravida model, we call it sticker model. He has taken credit for educating the female child, for women's liberation, for women being allowed to wear clothes which was not even a Tamil Nadu problem to start with. It was, you know, he has really recreated history to his favor. So he missed history class also, and he missed Sanskrit class also, all language classes, because he's like, you know, Sanatanam came from Sanskrit. So what? Your name also came from Sanskrit.
Exactly.
Your grandfather's name came from Sanskrit. Your mother's name came from Sanskrit. Your Dravida Munnetra Karagam, Dravida came from Sanskrit. What are we talking about? We have to eradicate his party name also, is it? So he missed all the classes in school and went to a hate factory, because that is all he's spewing out. He's spewing out hate. There is no other way to describe it. He's taking a lot of pains now to explain in every statement that he is now giving, all his follow-up interviews. I did not mention genocide. He did not mention genocide, but he did mention eradication. You know who else mentioned the word eradication? Exactly as eradication? A man called Adolf Hitler. A man called Adolf Hitler never said, kill all the Jews. Let's get into genocide. He said, let's eradicate the problem. Let's get more space. Let's go towards progress. If you get rid of certain people, that is what he's saying. If you get rid of a certain belief system, if you get rid of a certain way of life, if you get rid of a certain religion, it is absurd enough that there is an annual meeting organized by people who profess themselves to be atheists, but they will only have the audacity to organize opposition conclaves against Hinduism only.
Right.
And it is bad enough that that happens. On top of it, a sitting youth affairs minister, I think youth affairs minister is possibly a Faustian slip there in naming his portfolio. But, a sitting minister for youth affairs and sports is there. He is the son of the chief minister. He is there. And not only does he spew hatred against Hinduism, the sitting minister for the Hindu Religious and Cultural Endowment Board, the department of the Tamil Nadu government, the HRC, or literally the temple minister of the Tamil Nadu government, is sitting there. He is part of this conclave.
Yeah, I saw Shekhar Babu. Yeah. Yeah.
How will he even go back to work? I don't understand. If you're so hostile to Sanatana, what are you doing inside a temple?
Exactly. Why don't you just resign?
Yeah. Let me finish. Show your commitment by getting out of our temples. Let Sanatana go to, the dogs. Let it destroy itself. Let Sanatanis take care of Sanatana. And you please stay out. And also, how will you go to the Indie Alliance? How will you go to the Dot Coalition when you are... there is a Shiva Sena proponent in your alliance. There is a Januadari Brahman who leads the alliance. Mamta Di is the biggest benefactor of Kali Mata and Navratri, which is coming up. I don't understand how you can actually go there with a straight face and say you are part of the alliance. You are an embarrassment to the alliance.
I want to talk to Gokul Chandran. Gokul, this is very embarrassing. I think it comes, Kasturi has nailed it, because I said the same thing. He's mixed metaphors. He's not, there is a big problem in his understanding. God help him, God bless him, because he doesn't know either English, Hindi. Also, I started by saying what Kasturi said. He said Sanatana is from Sanskrit, his grandfather's name is from Sanskrit. Now, will we sit and say Kasturi is Sanskrit, Sudha is Sanskrit, but this is not Sanskrit, etc., etc. I mean, someone give me a big break. Podum is what I want to say in Tamil. Enough of this rubbish which goes on. Gokul Chandran, how are you? How is the India bloc going to really take it? I think K.C. Venugopal was very, very circumspect. He said, we believe in Sarva Dharma Sambhav, because there you have Mr. Rahul Gandhi, making temple visits. Well, I'm not talking about soft Hindutva, that's for another conversation. But he goes to temples. I mean, everyone says we are believers. How are you going to handle this embarrassment which has happened to you? Because Sanatana Dharma is not about you, me. Maybe we don't practice Hinduism, maybe we do practice Hinduism. I think he was actually confusing it with what Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam started with, which is Brahminical hegemony. But for God's sake, Sanatana Dharma is not about Brahmins alone. Gokul Chandran, over to you.
Yeah, thanks Sudha, thanks for the opportunity. See, Kasturi said that Udhayanidhi didn't attend that class, this class, but Udhayanidhi understands one thing very well. Udhayanidhi has attended the class, what the Tamil people need, what the Tamil people require from a government. That Udhayanidhi understands very well. This is not the first time, Sudha. This is the first time maybe the BJP and its supporters like Kasturi are propping it up and making it an issue. But if you take the past history, for past 30, 40 years, right from my birth, I can read and write, I am hearing this type of statements in Tamil Nadu, and Tamil Nadu people feel it as a security.
But does that make it right? No, Gokul, maybe it happened when you were born. No, maybe I was born. I grew up in Tamil Nadu. Does that make it? He really crossed this time. He transgressed the line. I am sorry. This doesn't work.
Even today, in Madhya Pradesh, a person was peeing on a Dalit. In Gujarat, a Dalit girl was stopped from going to school.
If you want to look at the caste,
on
come on,
Dalits.
Nancy, let's put up the caste violence graphics right now. I will tell you under this dispensation,
Sudha,
Gokul, I have done stories after stories about how the marginalized castes are really suffering under the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Everyone wants progress. We are not regressive people sitting here, but your defense is very weak today, Gokul Chandran. Just because his grandfather did it, what is this? This is not a custom. This is not a feudal setup that everyone will do the same thing. It is not fair at all. Gladstone Xavier, I will go back to Kasturi. Gladstone Xavier, tell me something. Don't you think that Udhayanidhi Stalin, it is not about that he's appeasing a constituency, Mr. Xavier. Maybe that is what his ideology is. But this time around, he has transgressed all logical limits. I would put it that way.
See, in my opinion, giving more an analytical view of this, as a communicator to a mass and as an appeal to the mass, people in politics continue to make a whole range of statements. We cannot say we have not heard worse statements like these. Sanatana Dharma and the dialogue on Sanatana Dharma in Tamil Nadu, as you very well know, is looking at a whole casteist approach of a particular religion. It's not looking at the eternalism of the religion, but as somebody over here even admitted, all religions need reform. As part of it, this
Mr.
also
Xavier,
needs reform. Now,
Mr.
in Tamil
Xavier,
Nadu,
Mr. Xavier, he confused Varnashrama with Sanatana Dharma. These are two different things, sir. All religions require reform, of course.
Please let me complete.
But you are wrong there, sir. It's erroneous.
Yeah, the thing is, when you want to look at it from a different platform, look at the Tamil Nadu platform for the last 120 years. The last 100 years, 120 years, whatever it has been, the entire politics of Tamil Nadu has been on an anti-casteist platform. And the anti-casteist platform was also anti-Brahminic platform. And based on that, this is considered as part of the Sanatana platform. That's how it is being looked at. Now, what he is talking about, we need to take it with a pinch of salt. Not the entire thing, but then look at it. So when he is addressing it, he is looking at it from a caste, how a religion and how politics.
Mr. Xavier, I don't understand what you're saying. You said that some politicians, they are wont to speak like this. Then you are explaining what he said. So I do not know, I'm not getting the message from you. I'll come back to you, sir. Thank you for your patience. Vinita Hariharan, the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Vinita, don't you think your party has really exaggerated it by saying it's a call for genocide? This is not the first time. I don't want to remind you, because then it will become whataboutery and tit for tat. Some of your leaders also spewing and saying horrific things in Tamil Nadu. But don't you think that genocide bit is a bit much? And also, you know what? A lot of people are wondering, why is the BJP not doing anything more than giving sound bites?
Absolutely not. So I think this, as you said yourself in the show, that he has completely misread the entire concept of Sanatana Dharma, and you've quoted in your screen as well what Sanatana Dharma stands for: honesty, purity, goodwill, refrain from hurting living beings, patience, restraint from hurting living beings, generosity and forbearance is what Sanatana Dharma stands for.
Right.
So is this what Udhayanidhi was referring to as mosquitoes, dengue and all of that leads to fever? Because the culmination of Sanatana Dharma as a concept is seva. So what is he talking about? It goes beyond religion, and this is and Sanatana Dharma, the principle of Sanatana Dharma is for all human beings beyond caste, creed, religion, and all of that. So it's a over encompassing philosophy, and I think the entire conference producers themselves do not know the meaning or the ethos of Sanatana Dharma,
right.
And holding a conference like this against a particular ethos which stands for virtuosity, I think that itself calls for a complete shame on the
why this I'm telling you, Vinita, I'm sorry I interjected, but we were talking in the newsroom about it, Kasturi, and we were saying that what if the usual cliched thing that from a particular community you catch two boys and then you decide that okay, the entire community is prone to terrorism, to do these kind of
Exactly.
activities. You jump at it and you're saying, take a chill pill, relax, don't generalize, look at facts. So don't you think that it's pretty much what this man has done?